So there's two ways of moving. One is that my body is kind of independent. That's the problem. My body is independent of what my hand is doing. So when I want my hand to travel in an upward distance away from the mat and my body acts independent, it looks like that. The problem is the independence. The problem is not at what degree my hand moved up. So here I am, it's the same mistake. My hand is moving independently of my body. Same exact mistake. Okay? Same exact mistake, the greater it is. Okay? What I am doing is I'm going to coordinate. I want my hand to go up, and I'm going to make a relationship between my whole body and that desire to raise my hand. There's a coordination, okay? Connection, no independence. So I want my hand to go up, oh, and my hand will rise. And it'll feel to the user like I didn't lift my hand. This is so obviously felt. You'll feel it in here, because that's the muscle that I'm using to raise my hand. On the other one, you don't feel that, and in fact, the harder he pushes, the less I'll feel it. Really push. It feels like he moved my hand up. Do you get that? So if he's pushing really hard, you're gonna, oh man, that was way more deltoid for me. When I coordinate my body, the more he pushes, he ends up sending himself forward. So I'm going to do a kokyunage, so you got to be alive. I do like this. See? What happened to all that energy that came? You're fighting it, you're not blending with it. But he can now run into that and get projected off with his own force. So he goes in. You can't do that on the other one. Okay? So, back to this. Here I am, and I want the stick to travel across the mat in this kind of linear thrusting movement. Does my body act independently? And I just shoot it out, like I'm tagging fins of sharks in the 1970s. Oh, yeah. My body is going to send the weapon. There is, the engine is not in the stick. It's certainly not in my hands. It's in the communion of my intention to thrust, right? To hit my target, to win the fight, and the coordination of my body to move the stick that way. So, if I come back to your question, is there ever a time when you would just tag a shark? Okay? And as I was saying, the better your skill is, you can start to tell the difference, even on, so I'm going to hit, okay? And you're going to see this. And that's just my hand. Just my hand hits, okay? And you go, well, that looks okay, I guess. Then you're going to see, oh, look, get his shoulder and his hips, right? And there's a body fusion that's happening, right? But remember what it was independence. Independence versus communion. It wasn't the size of the movement. So you can, here's my hand, right? Oh, here's my body, boom! But this too is my body, boom! This too is my body. You go, oh, I'm going to do a little trick for you, okay? Same thing, that's my hand, that's my hand, that's my hand, okay? And here, I'll try to do no movement with anything, but the movement is inside. So it's not the size of it. It's whether it's separated or whether it is in union. Okay? So, your task as deshi, even with body art, but I think it is amplified, or the problem is greater with the Jo. Meaning, it is easier to swing this Jo without your body being united to it. And because it's easier, if you overcome that, if you decide and choose not to do that, you will be greater if you understand how to move this Jo the right way. Okay? So here we go. Okay? So I go, and this is my body. I'm sorry, this is my hands. My body is just totally independent. It's a platform for my shoulders. Do you understand? Come off the wall. Here's my body now. You can see it's going to move. There's going to be some movement. And it can be very subtle, and the better your eye is, the better you can see it. You will have made in your skill acquisition yourself accustomed to one thing over another, so that what is wrong just looks wrong. You get that? Like, you're an American citizen living in California, you have been cultured. And when someone is just so far out of that culture, or someone says something so far, you don't know right away why that was attention-grabbing to you, but it's because you've been cultured. So you're trying to train yourself in this culture so that that looks weird. And we're trying to understand here, why did it look weird? Well, the body is independent of the joint. Okay? So here's my body, and you can start to see that I'm moving my body into the technique. I'm exaggerating it, and some moves allow for more body movement than other moves. So if we pick up where we left off, this move allows for very little body movement. But it doesn't mean I don't have any. It doesn't mean I go like this. With your weapon on. This move is closer to that finger punch. Your power comes from inside, right? Not wrist flip, but it's all just in there. Do you see that? So we go, boom, boom, boom. It's got to hit from in there. Okay, let's try it. All right, so the drill for that, and to set me up more for success. One, boom. Okay, here, when I move this line over here and I'm off my body, let's just wait. If you have that subtle eye, you can chill. If you have that subtle eye, what am I already doing?
Extended all balance.
Which way am I leaning?
Forward and to the right.
I'm leaning this way. Come look behind me, Chris. Do you see that? Why? Why am I doing that? What if I lean straight? I'm going to fall, right? Why am I going to fall? Okay, the weight of the Jo. What creates angle of disturbance?
The center of gravity is outside the basis.
Okay, so Can you see it? I have a shikaku over here. Okay, and that's where I'm sticking the weapon. What happens is that everyone goes so quick and they don't give a damn that they don't ever ask, is this kinesiologically sound? Okay, and the way the art works, if it's kinesiologically unsound, it's also probably tactically unsound. Okay, did you give up the center line? Yeah, you did. So let's set it up just in terms of geometry. If I want to create an angle of deflection on this weapon, I have to hit the front upper portion of this Joe. If I hit the upper portion of this Joe, even though I knock it down, this weapon is still going to come this way. You understand? If I hit the front portion, the very front portion of this Joe, you're going to have a clash. So we go. We do the same thing. That is where I want to hit it. All right, when do I want to hit it there? When do I want to hit it there? If his weapon breaks this 90-degree angle, it is going to come through. Okay? It's also not going to be a stop hit, meaning that you're hitting it as it's starting to enter its power cycle. You need to kill it back here, okay? So it never gets out there. When you do that, you don't have to move your weapon off the line to the 10th degree, and you might not even have to adjust your foot and keep your balance, okay? And that's going to allow me to keep the Joe on my center line, which is going to allow me to unify it to that internal organization. Okay? Because this is not going to allow me to do it. I'm falling and I'm leaning. I can't generate power through the ground when I'm falling and leaning like that. So I go, fill the yin, it's right here. Boom, right here. So I don't have to do any foot adjustment. And I am now in this drill. His Joe, stay there please. His Joe got already contact by the 90. And now I'm just going to flex and put my weight in my hands. Boom. Down goes his weapon. Right there. Got the body alignment. Boom. Okay, try that. So, what is that technique with that body unification? It's putting, colloquially we say, put your weight in your hands. Okay, so here we go. And he's trying to lift my hands, and this is me not using my body. I'm tasked myself with something. The first task was lift your hand away from the earth. The second task is move your hand towards the earth. So here I am. Okay? He lifts, and I'm going to organize my body. Lift, lift it, lift it, lift it, lift it. Go, lift, keep lifting. Once I'm organized, keep lifting. You can stand up. Once I'm organized, you're going to see that I have this kind of lock here. It's in here. It's not in here. You're not doing this stuff. So you're going to get really tired because I'm going to talk for a while. And once you have the organization, it's not in here, then you can relax. You can relax, stay connected, stay connected. You can relax. The hand is always in this heaviness. This heaviness. Stay connected. Oh. Heavy. 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 Oh. Same heavy hand. Oh, same heavy hand. Got it? It's no different when I put the Joe in my hand. when I want that downwardness, I gotta put my weight in my hands. I gotta organize my body for that task. Boom. Here I am. Does that look right? No. It's the same thing. Weight in my hands. Okay? Try it. Where should the weapon remain?
On the center.
Between you, right? You and me. So I'm not fighting. If I was fighting someone over there, that would be pretty good. But I'm not doing that. Once you feel the yin, you don't go past it. You don't go out of it. Boom. See? Then it's right. And then my body works. Okay? Got it? And part of the problem when you just swing the stick is you can't feel the yin, you can't feel the yang, and you're plagued by inertia. You see, because you're swinging the weapon, and the weapon's going to, whoa! And what everyone tends to do is they flex to slow the weapon down. So they're swinging, they were actually started slowing down over here. Right, if you put your weapon out as a target, and I'm moving from my center, the weapon can go full speed and snap. It'll stop. It's no different than here. Stick your weapon out like you're doing a kamae, a sword, and I hit it. You see? Hit mine. Okay? Same exact concept. So what's happening is when you're coming around, you're swinging it, and it's going, whoa, and then you're going to try to come back. If you're throwing it out with your body, boom, it'll just stop right there. And it'll be ready to go for the next shot. Okay, try it. And we talked about this culture where I can see what needs to be seen and it starts to look weird where I'm not seeing, okay? So this is an obvious example. My body is totally unrelated to that, okay? And we'll try to lift the hand. So he's lifting the hand. And this is an obvious example that the shoulder is independent of the rest of my body. What's not so obvious is all the subtle things that you're doing. They have the gross thing do what it's doing. Okay, so he's pushing and I want to task myself with lifting the hand again. So if you watch, right, there's going to be a weight shift. There's going to be a knee bend. There's going to be a pelvic tilt. There's going to be a kind of coiling in. The elbow will move in, the lats will move forward and in, and the back is going to stretch in the upper part of my body because I have to inhale before I can exhale. Okay, so he's pushing, and look for this, so the knee bend, the weight shift, the pelvis. Oh. And once you have the yin, oh, then you can do the yang. Oh. It's the exact opposite of all those energies. Got it? So, 9 out of 10 times, or majority of the time, when you integrate the body, the back foot has to be engaged with the earth. When the back foot is flying around like that, you're not doing it. Okay? So here we go. He skis. All right, back foot is in the air at the moment where impact would have happened. Watch it again. You see that? So the back foot could not act as the projection point for the output of force. It's not doing that. You're not doing that. You're doing rotational movement. That's all you have. Okay? And that's different because you've mistaken the circle for a circle where it probably wasn't it. And your art is now very superficial and unsophisticated. And if you look, you're just a scientist of motion. I'm actually falling on the outside. Do you see that? What we do is we hide it. I hit it. I moved out. Well, I didn't have any power. I didn't really threaten him. There's no power on the strike. You'll see Yoko Maruchi. Right? Oh. So, here we go. Let's just come up. Back foot. The back foot is engaged until I realize he's flanking me. Now I disengage it and go to motion. Boom. The back foot is engaged till I realize, oh no. You see, there's weight not on it. Oh, here we go again. Back foot isn't going to be engaged. Can't be off. Can't be off here. So what is off? Obviously off. Obviously off. But so is this. This is too much weight here. My body's back here. Right? That is the yin movement too, that absorbs it and takes away the clash. So go back around your head. So he's going around, I reach, and I'm here. You see that? That little movement is stopping my stick from being hit by his stick. Go rewind tiny bit, come around, boom, right here. But that's the same movement where my pelvis can flex. When I'm here like this, it's very hard to flex my pelvis. Okay? Boom. That is now where I can do the yang movement because I did the yin movement, boom, and the yang movement. Alright, a very common mistake is you get emotionally overinvested in the target, and it tends to generate a gravity, and the gravity pulls you in, and when you get pulled in, you lose awareness of the bigger picture. So, let's switch roles and go on. And you're here, right? And some people will gravitate into the target. And that's why you have a weapon. Okay? You want to be at the maximum range you can be to hit the weapon, to hit the target. So watch that you're not scooting in, right? This leads to retention issues. It leads to me having more options. Okay? So as we do, we switch roles again. In. Boom. Boom. I'm out here. No. Stay. No. Don't get pulled into the target. It's the same thing when we do the weapons too. People want to kiss the guy with the end of the handgun. That's why you have a handgun. You don't have to kiss him with the end of it. You shoot him, right? So the same thing here. Don't get pulled in. You just want to be right where I have a margin for error. If he moves backward or forward, I'm still going to hit him. I don't need that much of a margin for error. You guys copy that? Got it? Okay, try it again.